Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Stalker. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time on how I was a stalker. So basically, the person I was stalking, it was my boyfriend, and I didn't start stalking him until after middle school, like after he had graduated, because by the time I came to middle school, he was in the 8th grade. So later, he had graduated, and that's when the stalking started. And the stalking lasted for a good 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, let's get started. So the city that I was living in, like there was a small community, right? And everybody in that community knew each other because we all went to the same schools, we all went to the same church, and everything like that. And so one day I was at church, and there was two guys from church who were supposed to be dropping me and my sister home, but like on the way of dropping us home, they were going to pick somebody else up, right? So I'm not thinking anything of it. Mind you, at this point, I have not seen my boyfriend in about a year or two. Yeah, I hadn't seen him in like a year or two. I hadn't seen him in a long time. And so we're driving, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't even know whose house we were going to. I just knew that we were going to pick up the person at the house because the house was close to my house, and then they were going to drop us off. Anyways, so then we got to the house, right? So we get to the house. I'm in the car. My sister's in the car. The man we came to pick up is getting out of the house, and as he's getting out of the house, he came out of the house with a suitcase, but my boyfriend was there, and his dad was there too. So I'm just looking. I'm like, oh hi, and it was like hi, whatever. And then that was that. We got in the car. I mean, the man got in the car with us, and then we left. I got dropped off at home. The man got dropped off wherever he was supposed to get dropped off, right? So this is where the stalking began. Because now I knew where he lived, and it wasn't too far from my house. So it was just perfect. It was just perfect. So this is what I would do. I would get out of my house. It was summertime, so you know there was no school was out, right? So I'd get out of my house, and then I'll walk. I just go for a walk around his house, just hoping I'd see him. And I never did. And I did this like literally every day. Like whenever my mom would send me to the store, I'll make sure that I go and pass in front of his house and around, and then come home, and in front of his house and around, and then come home. And then I was doing that a lot, but I never saw him not once. But one day I was doing that, and I seen a lady, and the lady was walking out, and then this lady was just staring at me. And that was the last time I went there, because I figured she knew, because she had seen me around a lot, so I figured she knew. She thought I was weird probably, but that was that. And then that's not even where the stalking stopped. So I would do that. I would do that like literally every day, just hoping to see him, but I wouldn't see him. And then, like at this time, that's when we started, having computers at home more, and that's when MySpace came out and stuff like that. So everybody had a MySpace, and everybody had an email and everything like that, right? So since I wasn't able to meet him at his house when I was walking around every day like I had no life, I decided to hack into his Yahoo email. Now, why I decided to hack into his email, I don't know. I just wanted to go into his email and see who he was talking to and stuff like that. So I went into his email, right? I was able to hack into it because I was stalking him for a long time, so I knew a lot about him. Like, I know a whole lot about him, like his last name and where he's from and everything I knew. So I guessed his password. And I got his email because my sister had his email, because remember they were in the same 8th grade class together. So I got his email from there because she had it. And so I would go ahead and just, so I sat there for like a good 10 minutes. I'm like, bruh, why could this boy's password be? Mind you, I'm like 12 now. And then I'm sitting there, I'm trying to figure out what this boy's password would be. And then, I started typing stuff. I tried. And then on like my 3rd try, I got into the email. So now I'm hyped, right? I was so excited I got into his email. So I don't know what I thought I was going to find. We were kids, bro. He was in the 9th grade, okay? At this time, we were kids. Like, what could I possibly find in his email? I didn't know what I was looking for, but I went in it. And then, I just went through his messages. And then I found him and this other girl. And I know the other girl because the other girl went to the same church as me, right? And I recognized her name. And it was going back and forth. And I was like, dang, okay. Oh, I see what's going on here, right? Mind you, he's not my boyfriend, nothing like that. This boy is probably not even thinking about me like that because it hasn't, like, before the encounter of like 2 seconds when we went to pick up the man from his house, he hadn't seen me in like a year. And plus he was in high school now. I was still in the 7th grade, you know what I mean? Anyways, I saw the message, the exchange of the message. So what do? This is probably like one of the most embarrassing things I think I've ever done. One of them. Anyways, so I go to my email and I took the girl's email. Mine from 12, okay? Throughout this whole thing, keep in mind that I'm 12. So I go to his I go to my email. I take the girl's email and I send the girl an email. And what all I said in the email was like, do you like dot? And I think I even made a new email just to send her that because she knew me and I didn't want her to know it was me that was sending her the email. So I went ahead and I sent her the email like, oh, do you like this person? She never answered, but I just felt like, okay, I did something, right? It's sad. Anyways, I sent her the email or whatever. And you would think the stalking stopped there. The stalking didn't stop there. So I would still like go around his house. I would still go around his house and go around his house. But I never I never saw him and he never saw me around his house. So it was just like, okay, then what is this? And even like when, how I told you like everybody in that community, each other and stuff like that, I never seen him around the community, which is why I don't understand, because everybody knew each other. They know him, and how come I can never see him when everybody's around? You know what I mean? But yeah, it was bad. And this went on for like a good 2 years. Like I stalked the shit out of this boy for a good 2 years, like all around his house, everywhere. I was trying to figure out. I knew where this boy went to school. I know what this boy was doing. I had access to his email, and he didn't change his password. You know what I mean? Up until today, he still has the same password. It's not that hard to hack into this boy's stuff. Anyways, yeah, it was messed up. And then, here is like the main thing that happened, right? So I was looking for a job. I was really young. I was like 12 and I was looking for a job. And my sister was looking for a job as well. So we're looking for jobs and whatever. Tell me why we got a job at a corner store 5 minutes away from this boy's house. So that was my story of the time that I was a stalker. Now my advice to you, if you like a guy and if you like a guy, don't stalk him like that. Don't do what I was doing. Don't go around this house trying to find him, because like, let's say he had seen me, right? He'd see me every day around his house, around his house. He would have thought I was really weird and backed off. You know what I mean? Like, how is she around my house every single day? She must be looking for something. You know what I mean? He would have thought I was super like weird. So if you like a guy, don't stalk him. And I like specifically don't go around his house trying to find him, right? Don't do that, because make him like you. Like, if he sees you every day, it looks like you have no life. It looks like you have no purpose. All you're doing is just like, what are you doing there every day around this house? It makes no sense. So if you like a guy, don't do that, because that's probably a turn off. That's gonna make him, even if he liked you before, if he sees you around his house every single day, like looking like you're looking for something, nah, bro. he'll most likely just stop liking you. You know what I mean? Because you're weird. Because that's weird. What you're doing is weird. And you know what? You guys have it easy these days. Like, it's easier to stalk somebody now, like, without them even seeing you. You can just make an Instagram or whatever and stalk him on Instagram or stuff like that. And even if you're, and let's talk about Instagram stalking or like Facebook stalking, cyber stalking in general. If you're gonna stalk him, don't go around liking every single one of these pictures, because when you like every single one of his pictures, he also thinks you're weird. He posted a picture 2 seconds ago, you go ahead and like that thing. He will probably think you're weird. He'll probably back away from you. So just don't be too forward when it comes to somebody you like, and let them come to you. And so yeah, I feel like that's the only way. You know what I mean? Like, that's the healthy that's the healthy way of doing things, is letting them come to you. It's one thing if you like their pictures every now and then, or if, you know, they see you around where they live like once or twice a month. It's one thing, but for you to do it every single day and repeatedly to get their attention, you're not gonna get good attention. You're gonna get bad attention. So yeah. And I know people may be thinking, oh, but you didn't, now you're together. My boyfriend did not know that I was stalking him until like 2 months ago, and we've been together 6 years. I didn't tell him that I was stalking him until like 2 months ago, literally, because I figured, you know what, he's in too deep. He's not gonna think I'm weird. Now he already thinks I'm weird. That's not gonna make him think, like, that's not gonna be like a deal breaker. At least not at this point in the relationship. If you've been stalking somebody and then everything is fine and, you know, everything works your way, and then you guys are together now, don't tell him you've been stalking him the first week you've been together, because then he's gonna think you're weird, and he hasn't really had a chance to figure out how weird you really are. And I feel like that just won't be a good thing. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.